And again, your second point, I think, was right on the mark too. You know, I don't know if we can say anything more than you said. You still there? Okay.
He's gone. Okay.
It's gone. Why don't we do this, Sandy? Why don't we, what we've done, the Taxpayers Association did, is we decided we'd take a ride around town. And what we wanted to do was to show some of the Derry residents how their money was being spent, where their money was being spent, how well their money was being spent, and to let you decide if you think there should be change in Derry. So what we did is we took a video tour around Derry.
And Jim is your video tour guide.
I was the tour guide, so it was
very informative.
It's
film.
very informative, and what we wanted to do was basically show, and it's on. And welcome to the Bottom Line News. I'm Jim Lupian, and Derry Taxpayers Association would like to take you on a video cruise through town. What we'd like to do is take you and show you how your hard-earned tax money is being spent. Presently, we are in the downtown area, as many of you know, and what we'd like to start off by doing is showing you our new building. This is the new Derry Town Hall. The addition to the Town Hall, which has been touted by some as the solution to an overcrowding problem in the downtown area. Some people have felt that downtown Town Hall was overcrowded, so they decided to build a Town Hall addition. This, my friends, cost us $92,000 of your tax money, which was $17,000 over budget. This right here typifies why we need new town councilors in Town Hall. While we have dozens of open spaces downtown where we could have put a Town Hall annex, the town fathers decided that they would build a Town Hall addition for $92,000, which was $17,000 over budget. As you can see, this building does not conform with the current structure that is here now, which happens to be a very attractive, older style brick building. What we'll do over the next coming few minutes is take you on a video cruise through the town to show you dozens of areas where your money is being spent and where we feel it may be being wasted. Okay, cut it. Well, we're back again here with the Derry News, Derry Taxpayers Association Bottom Line News, and we're out on Frost Road. What we wanted to bring you now is what $1 million of your money was spent last year on road improvements, what that $1 million bought. Last year, the Town Council decided to spend $1 million of your money, your tax money, to repave roads throughout Derry. This is what you got for your money here in Derry. You've got a road that is less than a year old that is crumbling away, completely crumbling away. You've got areas in the road that are, in some cases, as much as 6 inches in differential between spots. Now, some of this can be blamed on the rough winter that we had here in Derry. However, we feel that this is another example of the poor way your tax money is being spent. Just look around. This road is completely cracking away and will need to be replaced in less than a year. This is how your money is being spent throughout town. We're going to take you next over to another road in Derry that was just repaved recently and show you how your money is being spent over there and how that $1 million is being spent. Well, we're back again, and this time we are at one of our other newly paved roads in town. This road is Cemetery Road, which many people use as a bypass. This again shows how $1 million of your tax money was spent on road improvements last year. This road here was paved last summer and fall. This is what we've gotten for our tax money. We got a road that is completely crumbling away, and is going to need replacement. This road again typifies how Craig Bulkley and Fred Tompkins have spent your hard-earned tax dollars. This road, through the stretch of this road, is a disgrace and typifies how they want to spend more of your tax money next year. So again, this year when you come out to vote, why don't you take a ride down Cemetery Road before you go to the polls, just to remind yourself of how your tax money is being spent, how we need new people on the town council. Well, here we are at the new West Runningbrook Middle School, a school that was approved during the snowstorm, and how fitting. As we are out here right now, it's beginning to snow. This new middle school cost $8.5 million, and if I'm correct, I believe it cost $1 million to staff this school and to outfit it with all of its updated and modern equipment. For those of you who haven't seen this new middle school, it's up across from the fairways, and what we wanted to do is just basically show you how your money was being spent. This is the entrance to the new middle school, which is basically a glass entrance with a beautiful skylight up on top and beautiful columns out in front, and columns in front of that entrance and columns in front of that entrance, and it's quite a place. And although some of the contractors had contacted the Taxpayers Association while this school was being built, they felt that the school was kind of overdone. They felt that while they were putting in a lot of the items in the school, that a lot of money was being spent needlessly on things that didn't actually affect the quality of education, but made it more pleasing to the eye. I would prefer as a taxpayer, and I'm sure you would too, to see your money being spent on things that affect the quality of education, the functional aspects of the school, as opposed to the beautiful columns and skylights as you walk in, and beautiful glass entrances and the like. Well, here we are now checking in from our latest addition to the taxpayers crisis. This, my friends, as the sign says, is the new Science and Home Economics facility at Pinkerton Academy. While many of you probably didn't even know that this was being built, this $6.5 million project right here is being built on the grounds of Pinkerton Academy. Now, $6.5 million of our money, because what we do is we pay tuition to Pinkerton Academy to pay for these bonds and these things, is being spent on this new Science and Home Economics wing. Looking at this building, you beg to wonder what exactly is being taught in home economics that would require a 3-story building that's almost as large as the new middle school. Taking a look at this building, you can see that certainly it is going to have pillars, very similar to our other new middle school. But more importantly, you begin to wonder what happens after our contract with Pinkerton Academy runs out in the early next century, which is only, might I add, about 10 years away. When that contract runs out, Pinkerton has the option of renewing the contract with Derry. If the contract is not renewed, Derry then has to go out and find itself some facilities for its own high school, if Pinkerton does not renew its bond. And Pinkerton gets to keep the buildings. That's how the contract works. So while your hard-earned tax dollars, $6.5 million, has been spent on the future home of Pinkerton Academy's Science and Home Economics facility that's scheduled to open this fall, just take another glass look at how your tax money is being spent. Well, our next stop on our journey, our video journey through Derry, brings us to the Floyd School. As many of you remember, the Floyd School was closed as a punishment to the taxpayers of Derry for not approving the budget back in 1993. This school was closed, as they put it, to save money. The children were then taken in buses and transferred to different schools, the Grinnell School being one, throughout town. Now, what's ironic about this school and why we're here today is that one of the issues that Derry has is the fact that we can't meet minimum standards. And one of the reasons we can't meet minimum standards, and one of the places we're deficient minimum standards, is classroom space. And as many of you probably listen to, you hear many times the school board say that we've got kids in portable classrooms all through school. Well, here's an example of a school which is closed, a school that the school department owns, the town of Derry owns, the taxpayers own, which is closed, vacant, and now, as you can see from our earlier shots, is now starting to deteriorate because of lack of effort and lack of attention that needs to be placed on any building that sits for a period of time. What concerns the Taxpayers Association is that while we keep hearing that they don't have enough school space for children, we have an empty school right here. A neighborhood school, which many of the children in the local area around Floyd School walk to on a daily basis, didn't have to take buses. Their parents could walk them to the school, and it was a rather nice neighborhood school. Unfortunately, the school board, led by Joel Albright, was one of the people who decided that it would be best to close this school and bus these children over to another school, taking them away from their neighborhood school and bringing them all the way over to Grinnell School with 600 or so other children. We feel that the school board needs to focus on education, stop blaming the taxpayers for all of the woes of the facts that they can't teach the children properly. Test scores continue to plummet in Derry, and all they seem concerned about is trying to get a broad-based tax instituted by sending $6,000 to Claremont. So while we're here at the Floyd School, we wanted to point out again that we do have a nice neighborhood school that is completely wide open and awaiting children on the first day of school this year. Hopefully with the new school board and new members to that school board, we can take that first step in reopening this school for the neighborhood children around the Floyd School. Video journey through Derry. Our last three shots that you just saw were of empty storefronts in the downtown area. Again, this is another example of an empty storefront in Derry, in the downtown area. The downtown has been neglected by our town council for too long. We've got Fred Tompkins and Craig Bulkley, both of which have been on the council for a number of years, one of which was the town administrator, and our downtown is crumbling. Our businesses are screaming because they need somebody to police the parking downtown. They need patrolmen on foot downtown to make sure that it's a safe and attractive area for people to shop in and people feel safe coming downtown. But more importantly, attention needs to be given to our downtown area. We can no longer afford our downtown to be littered with for sale signs and for lease signs in all the buildings. We need two new councilors for our town council. We need to elect Paul Hofgarden. We need to elect Mike Smith to the town council. And we need to put into retirement Fred Tompkins and Craig Bulkley, because frankly, they've done little. And only at election time do you hear any of their plans of what they want to do for the downtown. They don't want to do anything for the downtown. They just want to watch it wither and die like it's been doing for a number of years. And frankly, we find that appalling. Well, our video journey has now taken us to Derry's prime industrial sites, as the sign that you just saw said. What you're looking at is industrial land here in Derry that's available for businesses who want to move their corporations or start their businesses here in Derry. We have acres and acres of open space here in Derry for commercially zoned for industrial space. However, because our taxes are so high, we don't actually have very good access to Route 93, and the fact that we have town council who puts little effort into recruiting businesses into town or puts anybody in charge of recruiting businesses into town. We've had no success in bringing businesses into town. Sure, we've had a couple of businesses move into the town in the last couple of years, but a lot of those businesses have moved from other parts of Derry to different parts of Derry, which essentially is not bringing new businesses to town, it's just moving businesses around. What you see here is another prime example of our town council talking a very good line Fred Tompkins and Craig Bulkley, talking a very good line of how they want to bring businesses to town, how they want to rejuvenate this area, how they want to make our industrial land earn money for us, but you haven't seen any attention to it. Craig Bulkley, in fact, during one of the debates the other night, even said that we have a lot of absentee landlords that own this land and really don't have any reason to really push it, to sell it, to want to make companies move to this land. Well, I can tell you that this land is open. It's the town council's responsibility. It's their responsibility to bring businesses to town. If they tell you any different, that it's somebody else's responsibility, they'll try to put it on the DDPC, they'll try to put it on anybody but themselves. But at the end of the day, they're responsible for bringing businesses into town. And what we need to do is we need to elect some councilors that are really serious about bringing businesses into town. And I think that Mike Smith and Paul Hofgarden are the two people that can bring that change to Derry that we need to bring businesses to town. Full circle here in Derry. We've started off at the new town hall, which, as you know, is an atrocity, $92,000 atrocity. And we thought we'd end up here showing you what can be done to help us out. Now, through taking you through the tour of Derry, we've shown you some of the school spending. We've shown you crumbling roads that we spent $1 million to replace. We've shown you a $6.5 million home economics laboratory. And you might ask yourselves, well, what can we do? Well, my friends, you can vote for these people right here. These people are the answer to your problems. These are the people that you need to support. If you can put a lawn sign on your lawn, if you can call your neighbors, tell them to vote for these people represent change, and change is what is needed. So remember, when you go out on March 12th, to vote for Paul Hofgarden for Councilor at Large, vote for Bob Thompson and Mark Donovan for the school board, and vote for Mike Smith for Councilor for District 3. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Well, we're back again. That wasn't the end of our show. That was the end of our video journey through Derry. What we wanted to do, our purpose of that was to basically, we could sit here and tell you all night the issues, what's going on in Derry regarding improvement of the downtown, economic development, the situation with the roads, but to actually take you out there and show you those things we thought would be of a benefit to you. What we wanted to talk about now was one of the issues that'll be on the school district meeting, one of the issues that'll be on the ballot, or warrant articles, I guess, that's going to be at the school district meeting, and that's the $6,000 issue. Sandy,
okay,
take it away.
I'd love to take that one away, but before we do, could I comment on a couple of things on that video? Good work, impressive job. And it was called to our attention